Grand Rising, YouTube, Grand Rising, or good evening, depending on where you are. For me, I'm kind of in between. I've been up since yesterday rising, early hours, to this rising, again early hours. I started off yesterday rising with a write-up that I did and just pulled these right towards the end, with intentions of coming back. But that write-up, that energy that I picked up on, that revelation, it was connected to a pre-birthday reading that I did. It's been connected to all of my readings, most of my collective readings that I did since starting the channel, and certain songs also that I channeled. But yeah, I intentionally stayed away from this energy throughout the day and just transmuted that energy into positivity. Blessings. But as I finished my day and come down and settled down, I sat down and I channeled the energy of this reading, of these oracles. As I do, I just listen. I go into my silence and I listen. I listen to music, I listen to inspiration, I listen. And I make it make sense for me. So as I was writing, as I was channeling, I was writing, Empire. Things that's wanted to be felt and understood are looking for you. My answer, no need to want to know everything, just that I'm free. Going against the grain, not following your natural instincts, will be the hardest lesson you've ever learned. Not to any longer ignore. There's a need to use your discernment. Dark worker, light worker, closed empath, open empath, homebody, extrovert, introvert. For years I was walking around with my eyes wide shut and unapologetic for my own personal reasons. Overall peace and contentment, at times not using my best judgment, but the only judgment that could be used at that time with those cards that were dealt. Doing what's necessary to survive. Warrioress energy. Because of the alchemist spirit that I have embedded inside of my DNA. That's my ancestor. Alchemy energy. Center of the reading. That's what's within me as a divine feminine right now. I know my power. I know my strength. I know my I am. You see, when you know your roots and your foundation and your culture and all of these things, and you kind of align it to where you are right now, listen, knowledge is power. But applied knowledge is freedom. To have a mind of your own, that nobody can control your I am. You're your own creator. Know yourself. You have to know yourself. This card came out in the reverse, solar plexus. I want to read, that's kind of all I kind of wrote. I wrote some more, but let me read this. Let me read the empowerment card first, because that's the last. So it says, empowerment refers to the process of enabling or giving power to, and we typically associate power with strength. In the new energy, however, strength not only refers to the totality of everything that makes us strong on the outside, like our physical form and shape, but includes the inner qualities of wisdom, balance, flexibility, adaptability, and courage. Our true power is deeply rooted in our knowing of who we are, our connection to source and self. When we are clear about who we are, we can be clear about what we are here to do. This clarity is empowering. In the empowerment image, We see human shapes with their arms over their heads, referring to the state of completeness that every human can reach on their own. They also show us the power of our connection, because we are all connected to the same source. We can overcome any perceived differences and combine our power toward a more conscious reality. All the shades and the graduations of blue refer to our ability to express ourselves in the world. Blue is also considered to be the color of truth. The red in the center refers to the ability to ground and identify ourselves in the physical world. Red stimulates courage, strength, power, and determination. And the yellow balls emerging from the middle refer to the inner power that flows from our center into the grid of the flow of life, the basis of the form based of reality. The center. This is the center. For me, card number 8, that's the infinite energy. That DNA, the ancestral embeddedness that's within you, within a divine feminine. A divine feminine knows her power, knows her strength, knows her I am, and is applying it to her life, or his life, depending on how you want to look at it. Going back to earlier one's channel, there was a divine masculine that was in a kind of wanting some kind of vengeance energy against mothering energies, divine feminine energies within his life because of the foundation. Because as I was channeling, I picked up on this alchemy energy as another energy. If I was gonna do a reading, as I'm gonna pull tarot soon, but I see the divine feminine as one energy and standing in her power, knowing self. And then I see another energy not using their best judgment, especially with the solar plexus chakra in reverse. I pick up two energies, but right now I'm just talking on the whole. Solar plexus. The flower of life is a geometric shape recognized by many cultures all over the planet. It consists of 13 equal circles. 13 is the divine feminine number. Also, equal circles that intersect at the middle of each circle, creating a perfectly proportioned flower. As a symbol, the flower of life represents the universe as a whole, as well as the harmony in which all the separate compartments of the universe work together. This beautiful pattern is often used to indicate our understanding of our connection as humans and as spiritual beings to the whole. The color yellow is associated with the third or solar plexus chakra. It is located in the area of the diaphragm below the breastbone and linked to our sense of self and our authority and our personal power. It is the area of our personality and our ego. Yellow helps us to think clearly, increase the awareness and stimulate our curiosity. It strengthens our vitality and our life force and our energy. It's a sense of sight. So I feel like this was a blockage for someone. There was some kind of blockage within this energy for a divine feminine. But nevertheless, this divine feminine still was able to endure a lot. Persevere, I'm hearing. Grow within. Grow within. Right before the eyes. Alright, what I want to see is what's the energy of this divine feminine. Let's see what's the energy. Right now my voice is coarse. I've been doing a lot of like cutting today, so it kind of dusty work, and it definitely got into me. Tell me more about this energy of the divine feminine. Inanna, the queen of heaven and earth. I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. Love it. Inanna. I have to find it in the book, sorry. I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. Who is she? Inanna represents the power that comes back to us when we accept and integrate our shadow. Inanna was the most prominent female deity in ancient Mesopotamia, I don't know what that says, at the height of her worship, around the Urk period, I believe that says, the Uruk period of 4000 to 2000 BCE. Temples and shrines dedicated to Inanna lined the Tigris and something rivers. Sorry, some of these words are just new to me. Her name is Submarine, for the Lady of Heaven. Summarize is what it wants to say, I believe. From Lady of Heaven. Her temples housed her priestess, and they each would take a man to bed with them on the spring equinox to reenact the divine marriage between Inanna and her consort Damuzi or something, of uniting the opposites from within, the male and the female, the light and the dark, and the most especially heaven and earth. This theme occurs in accounts of Inanna's descent into the underworld to find her sister, Arishko. Can't pronounce these words again, so I'm reading slow. I'm tired. My voice is coarse. And some of these words are so new to me, but I'm just making sense of what it is. She must take off an article of clothing at each of her 7 gates, so that when she finally reaches her sister, she is naked. And when Inanna ascends, she does so within her power. When your soul selects this card, Inanna goes into the depth of her own unconscious to merge with her twin sister self. She becomes more powerful because she is no longer using conscious psychic energy to keep her shadow or negative attributes hidden deep. Underground, she courageously descends and faces the aspects of herself that are hard to get to. When she's fully dressed or clothed, heavenly in the ego, Inanna is an invitation to get naked. She wants us to drop our defenses. She wants us to see how holy and sacred it is to be vulnerable. As above, so below. This is an alchemy adage that suggests heaven and earth are not so separate. It suggests that within us, deep down in the dark cages where we place parts of ourselves, the truths that exist there also exist right here on the surface of our everyday life. So if we are exerting great amounts of energy to keep from seeing our shadow, it is actually playing a large role in our conscious life. When we can face what we think is dark or negative about us. I mean, really embrace it and see it for what it is. A beautiful broken place. That's a call from love, for love. Then we can emerge more whole. We can marry the light and dark aspects of our being, and in uniting with our twin sister from the depths, we can stop projecting her onto other women. We can see her and own the hot mess we often are, and not get sabotaged by it. The light must cast the shadow, and the high priestess is the one who gets called to love them both. Listen. Let me just gather my thoughts. This goes right back to what I was saying in my previous recording to this one. Night walker versus night worker. Empath versus narcissistic. Introvert versus extrovert. Masculine versus feminine. Good over evil. There needs to be a balance. But what I'm seeing from this card right here, going back to what I wrote, if you keep ignoring, going against the grain, not following your natural instincts, will be the hardest lesson you ever learn. Not to any longer ignore. There's a need to use your discernment. Dark worker, light worker, closed empath, open empath, homebody, you understand, etc., etc. Someone took their experiences and learned from it, or took the experience that they saw around them and learned from it, until they stepped into the divine feminine energy. Someone used their best judgment that they possibly could with the hand that they were dealt in the situation that they were in and flipped the script. I'm talking to a divine feminine that flipped the script. Illusion. Created an illusion in order to survive. Flip the script. It's the reason why I feel like the solar plexus is in the reverse. I'm talking to a divine feminine that understood what her triggers was. Why? Because this divine feminine understood the who of them. The who of them. Once you understand, adventurous and courage. I've even gone through the most, and look at the waves. Gone through the most emotionally. Again, but as I was reading this, even in my tired state, I picked up on a part where it was referring to mirroring, and then I kind of flashed back to the reading I did of the karmic wants change, wants to be more like the divine feminine, wants to step into a divine feminine energy. He or she, I say, I'm just for the sake of the recording, he or she, energy is energy. Broken open. Wow. And I say wow the way I did, yeah, because put up 2 videos yesterday, and in one of them I said there's a need to change the way things is being looked at, change your perception. Instead of looking at it as if you've broken down, why not look at it as if you're being broken open in order to receive the information you're needing to receive, in order to ascend. And I said also, 9 times out of 10, it's love or finance, something emotional, friends, family, relationships, that causes this energy of broken open in order for this energy of divine empowerment. Let me read it. So I can't see the book. Card number 28. Break it down to our 1. Broken open for that all new. But let's see. It says, there are situations in life when you see the value of loss, grief, and a broken heart. Yet it is not the pain or loss itself that must be the focus of your attention here. No, not even the story of what happened, the details surrounding what has brought you to your knees is as important as what results from the experience. Can you see that this situation has broken you wide open, enabling you to have an even greater capacity for love, compassion, empathy, and understanding? You cannot be the same person as before. The way forward is to move through it without resistance or manipulation, without attempting to bargain with unseen forces, because none of your usual fallbacks can put you back together again. If you do fall prey to self-absorption or self-pity, it would just make it harder to get to the next gradual phase leading to release. Yet even if you are prolonging the inevitable, you will get there eventually. The gift is in accepting who you become as a consequence of integrating this difficult experience and allowing yourself to be more than you were. The wisdom comes at a high price, but the value of your experience of moving through and to do the other side is unsure past. Love the you that is the result of being broken open by life challenges and lessons. I love it. It just goes with everything I'm actually energetically feeling right now. I remember saying a couple of years ago, I felt so dark, I felt so low down, that what I actually pulled out when I was in my hermit energy, what I actually pulled out was self-love. I pulled out the who, the what, the why, the when. I went way back because I understood that I had to go back in order to come forward. I had to know where I was coming from in order to know where I was going. And it's still a mystery, the destination. But I see light. I definitely see light. I definitely sense freedom. You understand? And not only do I see the light, I feel the light. I feel the light energy. So for anyone who's in this energy, congratulations. Double congratulations. So let's see, why is the solar plexus here in the reverse? For those that's resonating with the energy of this reading. Alright, pray. Home. I'm wild. Card number 7. Pride. When you are prideful, you can become harsh and not conscious of your weaknesses. This can temporarily make you feel more powerful and superior to others, whilst at the same time cause you to be judgmental, unteachable, and hardened. Have you been fighting, quarreling, and disagreeing with others? Are you always trying to prove a point and defend your position? Do you think that you are always right? By holding on to the shadow pride, you are stopping yourself from progressing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Stop overestimating your importance and learn to be humble. When you are too proud, you cannot hear the other people's advice and cannot receive this assistance. Empowerment means that you can be soft, caring, aware, and gentle. Recognize that you need other people's support to achieve true success. Again, like I said, I picked up on this as 2 different groups, and let's say 2 different energies I'm picking up on. This felt like a second energy. This felt like another energy. So now I'm asking to clarify the solar plexus chakra in the reverse, which is down with this energy. Although it's one energy, but remember, mirroring. Yeah? So there's this energy here of pride, and what kind of makes me, I don't even want to use the word chuckle, but I see the synchronicity in the message. The title of the one that's up now is called You Should Have Killed the Ego and Not the Pride. But then maybe they're shadowing both sides. You understand? There's 2 sides to this energy within one. If that makes sense. So where it is a divine feminine is right now, there's another energy outside of you, a third party energy, a third energy that's having a hard time now dealing with the imbalance within, is having trouble now dealing with this empowerment energy. Maybe not using best judgments in how to turn this around, how to make the best of this situation. In regards to home, let's see, card number 35. In the contents of this teaching, let's use the word home to describe your unconscious ability to attract intimate partners with the positive and negative qualities your parents instilled in you. This card honors the wounded child in you that keeps recreating home, hoping to get your childhood development codependency needs met. You might even provoke the other person to act or look like your original parent. In a world where so many of our natural emotions were not encouraged, and worse yet, suppressed, you are now encouraged to feel the feelings trapped inside, and that you consistently sabotage your life. For some of us, home was an amazing, empowering, and happy place, but for the most of us, it was lacking. There was unease and hurt. This is imprinted on the nervous system, which forces the dysfunction you had with your parents to rise to the surface with your current partner and people close to you. Maybe your guardians' faces didn't show you love through the vital stages of development. Maybe there was abandonment or abuse. Have courage now to feel where that frozen pain is stored and grieve. Use music, photos, movement, and memories to connect you with your inner child. Touch your body to intensify the sensations and experiences with the intention of releasing stuck emotions. An involved partner or friend can role play with you by offering you a non-judgmental and kind gaze as you express your story or feelings. Then your partner can play the role of your parent and tell you that you are lovable. Spend time communicating with the little you and be gentle and loving. So now this is the reason why I journal. I love to journal, and through me journaling, I've now written my book, possibly even 2. You understand? Because there's a need to release anything, and that's the reason why I say you have to go back. You have to go back to the when in order to figure out the who. You understand? You have to go back to the when to figure out what and why. You understand? In order to come forward. Because you have to know where you're coming from in order to know where you're going. In order to know what it is that you yourself can bring. You understand? As a collective, what's your algorithm? What's your purpose? Wild. Let's see. Through suppressing your wild, suckling, outrageous and untamed self, you dull your sense and crush your creativity. You shrink, lose your energy and become depressed. Your relationships suffer and your rage grows. You become ashamed, hostile, cold, boring, over-serious and scared. You stop taking chances and live in a mediocrity, constantly trying to protect yourself. The truth is that no one can judge you, punish you or hurt you as much as you can. Give in to your wildness and stop living a sham. This part of you is sensual, proactive, truthful, courageous, bold, passionate, alive. Set it free. And what makes me laugh, I'm going to have to just go back, because I was literally just listening to this before I tapped in. Back to my spirituality. Just me, just you. Just me, just you. It's about me and it's about you. It's about you and it's about me. This is up on YouTube right now, my playlist, so it's not clear. This is just me vibing at home. But it's download. Any music you hear come up here, it's download. Pre-birthday reading. Relevant. There's so much things that come into my mind right now. And I read something in there and it was talking about sister. Sorry, I just went back to the meds I was on just now. I'm getting bare downloads. Let me just pull some tarots. I don't know about this energy of pride. Raise your vibration, she said. Honestly. Tell me more about this energy of pride and who it's representing in regards to the energy of this reading. Someone's allowed themselves to be trapped in fear so much that it suppressed them. It suppressed them. This is the Queen of Cups. 9 of Wands. Eight of Wands. I'll tell you soon what tell me more about this energy of her. I'm just trying to see if my cards are upside down, but they're not. Ace of Swords. Something's not clear, which is causing some kind of health issue here. Tell me more about this energy of white as well out here. Five of Wands. Using these cards. Listen, I'm going to pull. I kind of understand what was going on here, and it's basically what the Oracle has already said. Basically, somebody is concerned about a home life, and it's affecting their pride and their ego. It's affecting that Jekyll and Hyde energy within them. Someone is suppressed so much that their place of peace is a place of confusion. I'm trying to see it. I think I'm drawn too. I haven't used this one for a long time. It's just staring at me. So let's see. Situation in the home seemed unfair. Killed someone's pride. Killed someone's motivation. Killed someone's emotions. Became numb. This is why the Four of Swords was out here in the reverse. The Queen of Cups is here. Could be talking to a Cancerian. Could be talking to a Pisces. Or a Scorpio. Could even be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. There was a situation where two people were on the same page. I'm not going to take these. But the Six of Swords is back out again. Nine of Staffs again. Page of Swords, I'm going to take them. Because these are the repeating cards that just came out. This is confirming this card. These two cards, they're both representing the Six of Swords. Then you've got the Nine of Wands, which was out here just a while ago. And then you've got the Page of Swords. I'm hearing watching your life go by you. Someone's watching their life go by them. I'm seeing big red flags. Big red flags. Someone's moving away from, but is it coming with you? Be careful of who's in your boat with you, because not everybody is rowing with you. I'm sure if you put swords into the boat like this, it's gonna sink at some point before it gets to that little island. Be careful of the people that's in the boat. I feel like someone's gone through a lot of energy of jealousy, trickery, people causing illusions, tit for tat, wanting to win at all costs kind of energy. Someone's taking 3 swords out of your board, and I can't even see. Oh, there's 2 in his hand. That's the one with the red flag. Tell me more about this. This Queen of Cups in the reverse could be a mothering energy. Someone could have been dealing with a non-emotional mothering energy. Tell me more. You see how that just splits out? Queen of Stars, Ace of Cups, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy. No emotions. Tell me more about this Ace of Cups energy. Why is the Ace of Cups here? The Empress. Mothering energy, feminine energy. Tell me more about the Empress here in the reverse. Why is the Empress here in the reverse? Five of Cups. Feeling down. And I wouldn't even say not noticing the cups that's standing behind you, because in the traditional tarot, this person standing up looking at the cups that spill over, and these 2 cups is normally behind. But in the image of this, the 2 hands are on the 2 of Cups. Tell me more about that's the 5 of Cups. The Tower. I'm hearing not as bad as it seemed. Something wasn't as bad as it seemed, but nevertheless, something crumbled. Something kind of shattered. Tell me more about the energy of this. There was some kind of loss there. Tell me more about this tower with the Ace of Coins. Like the tower has the Ace of Coins. Waste of time, I'm hearing. Waste of time. Tell me more about the energy with this. Tell me more about the energy of the tower with the Ace of Coins. Ten of Cups and 5 of Coins. Not as bad as it seems. I'm still picking up that energy strong. 5 of Coins. So there may have been a lack. There may have been some kind of financial loss. Something may not have been held on to, but there was still enough. I'll show you what I'm seeing. There was a major loss. Whatever this situation here is for somebody, there was a major loss. Major tower moment. But it wasn't as bad as it seemed, because even though this person's looking at the 4 Pentacles that's kind of washed away, that was probably held on to, saved, worked hard for, that's been lost. But there's a Pentacle behind, and there's a 10 of Cups here. So it's almost like something can be salvaged. Something can be salvaged out of whatever this loss was. Tell me more about this Ace of Coins. What's this Ace of Coins? What's the Ace of Coins? The Hierophant. Some financial loss due to a marriage with a Taurus. kind of cancellation. Tell me more about this Hierophant energy. Or not using your discernment. Queen of Coins in the reverse. Strength. Financial loss. Some kind of financial loss. Someone wasn't making very wise decisions, I feel like. Financially. Judgment. Someone wasn't using their best judgment in regards to the situation. But I don't think all is spelled, because the Ten of Cups is still here in the upright. What's the Ten of Cups in regards to this judgment? What's the Ten of Cups in regards to this judgment? Could be a Leo energy, Taurus energy strong, some kind of movement. Tell me more about this Eight of Stuff. Possibly somebody could have had to move home. Tell me more about this energy of Two of Cups. Tell me more about this Two of Cups. These cards. The Moon. What I'm getting from this is someone is wanting you to move away in secret. That's a lot. Someone's wanting you to basically leave all that you've built up, all that you've accumulated and built for yourself, and just move away from your home and all of that. Let me see what the that's what I instantly get from this when I see the cards. Tell me more about the Moon, because the Moon represents the Fool. The Moon represents secret, something hidden, something happening in darkness. And as I was explaining that, we've got the Fool here. Someone wants you to make a decision which is a little bit not realistic. A little bit, we could even say a little bit foolish, to just pick up and leave and just go. If that's the energy, let me see. Tell me more about the energy of this Fool. This Fool doesn't even know. Whoever this is doesn't even know where they're going, or doesn't even want you to know where it is that you're going. Tell me more about the energy of this Fool. Why is the Fool here? I'm not even going to look, that's too many cards. Tell me more about the energy of the Fool. You don't even know if there's any loyalty where it is that you're going to, because this man looks like he's about to fall off of the cliff, and this dog's just sitting there. No instinct or no, to kind of King of Coins. Tell me more about this energy of the King of Coins. So whoever this person is coming towards you could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let me just tell me more about this, or Aries, or a Scorpio. There's some kind of resistance here. Someone's wanting a second chance. Someone's not wanting an ending to the situation. Tell me more about this. Nine of Cups. Could be that someone's overindulging, over drinking too much with the Nine of Cups. There's an energy of codependency. Tell me more about this Nine of Cups in the reverse. Seven of Swords. There's some kind of deception. Let me see. I've been using these for a while. Tell me more about this energy of the Seven of Swords. What's the Seven of Swords? Tell me about the energy of this reading. What's the Seven of Swords thing? Outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in the head of what took place and what pushed you or triggered you into your awakening, your ascension. Photograph, looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, making new memories, wanting to forget. Someone's wanting you to forget about the deceit, the lies, all the red flags energy. Someone's wanting to pull the swords back out of your heart again. Retract. Tell me more about this energy of the Seven of Swords. Palm tree. Maybe someone's wanting you to travel with them, making new photos, memories I should say. So tired. It says stability, security, performance, growth, endurance and flexibility. Maybe someone's seen what it is that you and how much you've endured over the years, and in kind of way wants to compensate what it is that you've endured over the years. You have to take it as it resonates. Let's see what was about. A little bit about this endurance energy. Tell me more about this palm tree's energy. So it says material needs, ego, large vanity and selfish. So somebody was just basically in it for themselves, what they can get from a situation. Impatient, lack of common sense and broken promises. Maybe you and this person had promises that you'd made together and it never come to pass because of the selfishness. So it says lack of confidence, losing disadvantage and disappointed. That's because of the broken promises energy, I guess. What's the current energy that this King of Coins energy is coming towards those that's resonating with the energy of this reading? That wants to come out. Jealousy. Tell me more about this energy. Nostalgia. Tell me more about this energy of jealousy. Tell me more about this energy of jealousy. Maybe this person's just jealous of the way that you follow your gut instincts. I was going to say to that you just follow your gut instincts. You know yourself. You understand? Like, because jealousy is neither an upright or the reverse, but it's a still energy. Tell me more about this energy of jealousy. This wants to come out again, and how you're so grounded. How it is that you're not in that codependent energy of needing. How is it that you're standing within your power, within your divine, connected to your higher self? So what's the energy of those that's resonating with the energy of this reading? Creativity, yeah. Tell me more about this energy of those that's resonating with the energy of this reading. What's the current energy? What's the current energy? The person that's recharging. Yeah. One more. What's the current energy? Or they're just resonating with the energy of this reading. Intuitive communication. It's almost like you already know the communication that's coming towards you before it comes towards you, because you're divinely guided by the Most High. Magician at the bottom. But there's an energy of confidence within. I definitely feel that energy of confidence. For those who's resonating with the energy of this reading, it's almost like you're in a waiting stance, like you're waiting. You intuitively knew this communication's coming in, and it's almost like you're just waiting in your confidence, in your power. I'm hearing gone through a lot. You've endured a lot. Tell me more about the energy of this Queen of Stars. Tell me more about this energy of the Queen of Stars. Observation. Some kind of falcon that says, I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. Card number 25. Take a step back and observe a situation. Listen and watch before you decide on a course of action, as acting rationally will not serve you in your current situation. You are being supported by powerful forces. Do not fear, you are protected. The eye of Horus is shaped exactly as that of the falcon, even down to the teardrop shaped at one end, a sign of all-seeing royalty, protection and supreme power and unity. This magical symbol is still used today in spells for home and personal protection. Horus himself, who had a magical birth, was the child of the goddess Isis and the god Osiris. When Osiris was killed and dismembered out of jealousy by his brother, the storm god Set, Osiris' loyal and loving wife Isis, searched the world for the pieces of his body. With the help of a magical incarnation supplied by Thoth, Isis healed Osiris and produced an heir. Horus united the family and became not just the god of the sky, but a protective influence over all of Egypt. Such was his importance that it was believed that pharaohs were Horus's incarnated on earth, and the temples that were dedicated to him were superb. Horus is often depicted with a falcon's head, carrying the anchor of eternal life and accompanying the paragraph of time. I have a privilege of living, this is the animal, I have a privilege of living very close to the perching place of a pair peregrine falcons. These magnificent birds of prey, the fastest animals on earth, with diving speeds of up to 350 km/h, survey all, watch for movements and meals. When they see what they want, they take off, silent and compact, and their flight path is as sharp as a blade. Their prey is mainly other birds, usually from above by striking the bird with a punch-like action from close talons. They then catch the prey in mid-air as it drops. These high-speed strikes are often the result of free-fall dives called stoops. The way the birds are designed, the faster they go, to more maneuverability they have. The structure was bombers were modeled on the peregrine's wings. That's the name of the bird. Hunting normally takes place at dawn or dusk, although urban falcons are known to also hunt notorially. Falcons nest in high places, scrapping areas away on cliffs and natural spaces on the edges of high mountains. Having access to view that enables them to use the incredible eyesight is vital. These birds are able to spot prey from a kilometer away quite clearly. So this is just kind of showing me that whoever this Queen of Wands is a highly intuitive Queen of Wands, and maybe just not using the best discernment right now because of some kind of emotional blockage. There's some kind of emotional blockage right now for this Queen of Wands energy. With the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So anyway, it says wrong part. So the primary magic of this bird is one of protection. The energy is one of an all-seeing observer and protector on high. Work with this bird's magic when you need some powerful safeguarding or support. The other element I love about working with this energy is the wise observational quality it provides. When you need to make a decision about a situation and need to have more information to do so, this animal will help you see the full view and to be patient about gathering of intelligence. Eye of Horus, yellow talons, profile view of the head. Endangered in most territories due to a poison build-up in prey animals, egg habitat and loss. So what's the blockage here with the Queen of Cups in the reverse? What's the blockage? What's the blockage with the Queen of Cups in the reverse? Falling right over on this Queen, on this King of, it's the Snow Leopard again, came out again. So this is the Snow Leopard, another observer. So let me just get this straight. Not only is this an observer, this is a watcher. So someone's observing and someone's watching. What's the difference? Both are mirroring energy. This came out in the reading just the other day. Like I said, this is all a spin-off. So I can't remember what's that reading, but card number 15-6. So someone's on 6 and someone's on 7. So whoever's energy is referring back to, who's resonating with the energy of this reading as this Queen of Staff energy, there's also, you're more ahead of the journey, you're more inner standing of the who of you, whereas this person's just kind of creeping up behind you. I feel like this person's watching the way you do things and is wanting to mirror the way you do things. But let me read this. Nevertheless, number 15. Take the high road. Do not sink to the level of low vibration. Observe the situation closely before acting. Being silent is an option. This is a number one concern. It is best not to continually draw attention to yourself just for the sake of filling up your ego. A little mystery is a good thing. And what I'm gonna do is just go straight to the animal. It says to say spotting a snow leopard is difficult is an underestimate. These mysterious animals live high in the most remote mountain areas of the Himalayas, Russia, Mongolia, and Western China, and it is only recently, with the advent of sophisticated motion sensor cameras, that we have been able to see decent photographs of these animals in the wild. A member of the Panifera, I couldn't say it the other day either. Snow leopards are uniquely adapted to a cold, harsh environment through having small rounded ears to keep the heat in. Lustrous multi-layered fur and thick tail filled with fat that they wrap around their face and body when they sleep to keep the wind out. They have incredibly large paws for their size, covered in thick fur, which allow them to walk more easily on soft snow without sinking. Snow leopards do not roar like lions, but instead vocalize and mews, chuffs, and most notably, a wailing sound that echoes for long distance. Snow leopard magic is all about the power of being the silent watcher. Western society is an introverted one with the emphasis on the individual and on being seen. Yet there is much advantage to examining things quietly and observing before making decisions. Taking your time and observing a situation before you decide the next steps is wise. Snow leopard magic is mysterious and ethical, and can be used when you need assistance in taking the righteous path. Eyes on prayer flags, cats in the snow, leopard footprints in the snow, vulnerable. Let me tell you this, as I was reading that, I was going back to the write-up I did yesterday, and I forgot to say, as I was reading back over it again after I read it, after I finished the video, someone's needing to change their lock or add a lock, because someone's got a missing key floating around. And when I read this, it kind of brings me back to it. I mean, it's a mirroring energy, and I kind of picked that up from the beginning of this reading. Someone's in a vulnerable state, in a very vulnerable state, could even be homeless right now, in a vulnerable state. And going back to the channeling I had yesterday, is an a vengeful energy, but there's a need to walan. There's a need to wait before making any rational decisions with the Eight of Wands. With this energy of jealousy and nostalgia, there's a need to connect to your higher self and understand the journey that you're on right now. Collective reading. So you have to just take it as you resonate. You resonate with the watcher, or do you resonate with the observer? But what's the difference? It's what you're doing within that energy. Are you recovering? Are you reflecting? Or are you trying to do it both? I don't think this person coming towards you truly knows what it is that they want, and my cards were all in the reverse. So what came out was you deserve love and true love. is the intention of this snow leopard. But let me pull again. What's the true intentions of this snow leopard? This Knight of Pentacles. Express your love. This person's in that energy. It says express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture in contemplation whether they should come forward or not to offer a cup of love. Tell me more. What's the energy of this? Oops. Of the Falcon. What's the energy here of the Falcon? Observer. In regard to the energy. Flirt. Extend your light-hearted energy to others. So what's the mutual energy? What's the mutual energy in regards to the energy of this reading? I'm hearing someone's gone through hell and back. Mirror image. Tell me more about the energy. I'm hearing compassion. Tell me more about the mutual energy in regards to the energy of this reading. Chemistry. More so on the side of the snow leopard. There's a strong magnetic connection here, but deception was at the bottom of the deck. Tell me more about this. Tell me more about this energy. Is the energy a codependency, or is it just a need for each other? A need to be in each other's company? Energy. Is it a healthy need or an unhealthy need? It feels, I don't know. I was going to say it feels healthy because there's a pause, there's a wait. So let's see. I can't remember where I was before the camera just cut. So I'm just going to see what's needed to be surrendered. This is turned into a kind of love reading. Just like that. Just like that, unexpectedly. Tell me more about this energy. What's needed to be surrendered in regards to this energy of the Falcon? Hold on. What's needed to be surrendered in the energy of this Falcon? If they just resonate with the energy of the Falcon. Surrender to worrying about the Watcher. So it says, let go, let God is what I'm feeling right now, but it says, make a commitment not to lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body. Focus on the power of your heart and have faith that Spirit is guiding you always. Still over here. So let's see. What's the energy this snow leopard needing to surrender to? Oh my God. Surrender to unhealthy relationships. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. So let's see what's this codependency, because this is a neutral energy now. What's this codependency? What's needing to be surrendered within this chemistry in regards to this connection? Surrender to low self-esteem. You deserve success, love and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remains of low self-esteem. So that's any that's left behind after the work that's been done on self within this empowerment energy. What's needed to be surrendered? Surrender to spirit, I was going to say, in regards to the solar plexus. And surrender your desire to control people. Well, let's see. Tell me more about this energy of solar plexus. What's needed to be surrendered? Surrender to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Don't dim your light to suit anybody or to make anybody feel comfortable within their own fur, within their own skin. You understand? One more card in regards to this energy of the solar plexus. What's there to be surrendered to in regards to the energy of the solar plexus? Surrender your desire to control people. Being over-controlling can sabotage relationships to more effectively achieve your goals. Back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. Again, I feel like this is the energy of the snow leopard. The snow leopard's observing right now and seeing whether the situation's right to step in. Or is it the fact that the snow leopard's waiting and watching to see if you're vulnerable enough to step in? Take it as it resonates. Alright, let's get some of these on it. To the formless movement. There's an indecisiveness here. Very indecisive energy. I know I can be decisive, but this is not my energy of indecisiveness. This is all part of the reading and the energy of the reading. Tell me more about this energy. What's the answer in regards to this union, this connection with the Two of Cups, with the Two of Stars? Two of Cups with the Two of Stars. What's the overall answer? Outcome. Recovery and forgiveness. This is definitely a love story, isn't it? One more. Big happy changes wanted to come out, but let's remain positive. I'm hearing that song go through my head now. Don't worry, baby, don't worry. Be happy, cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Baby, don't worry. Voila. Communicate clearly what it is that you're wanting right now, and remain positive that all will work out in the way that it should, in the way that the Most High has ordained it to. That lessons are being learned. Bottom of the deck, ask your angels. And on that note, let's see what the angels have got to say. What's the angel advice in regards to this energy? To this answer that you're given? In regards to the energy of this being? Just resonating with the energy of the shoes. What's the insight there? Two cards, two advice, or is it more than no? Courage, again, high energy, and knowledge. Again, knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is freedom. Before. That's that mirror energy again. Break it down to an 8, that alchemist energy. Repair and recover, I'm hearing right now. So it is in the rugged crisis, in unwearable endurance, and in aims which put sympathy out of question, that the angels is shown. This angel of strength was with Daniel in the lion's den. My God have sent his angel and have shut the lions' mouths, that they have not hurt me. Daniel 6 verse 22. Your crisis may not be a life. Hold on, let me just put my glasses on. Your crisis may not be a life and death situation like Daniel's, but it usually feels that way. That goes back to the energy, and I said it ain't that bad. It could have been worse. The Tower card that came out. Crisis results, death situation that Daniel's, but usually feels that way. Crisis is results when you are unwilling to change toward that natural flow of growth. When change is obstructed by old patterns based on false conclusions, and you do not have the inner strength to let go of them voluntarily, crisis comes to your aid. No, that kind of just mirrors. That's why I say I am an oracle. That mirrors what I said here when I says going against the grain, not following your natural instincts, will be the hardest lesson ever learned. Not to any longer ignore X, Y, and Z. You have to take it as it resonates, but not to ignore. There's a need to use your discernment, understanding dark worker, light worker, closed empath, open empath, introvert, extrovert. There's a need to understand that homebody energy, that hermit energy, understanding your silence, your inner silence, and the inner standing you get from your inner silence. Let me go back to the angels. The intensity of a crisis is directly let me just say potent, because that's what it means. I can't say the word right now. To your obstruction, resisting the change that is trying to take place, increases your suffering. Expand your awareness to the smallest events in your life. Seeking the deepest meaning, you will be amazed at how much you have ignored in the past. Wow. What don't you want to see? What are you not willing to change? If you face issues when they are small and take the necessary action, crisis will not be necessary. So that's sorting something out. right from the very beginning of the get-go. So the minute you see a situation is getting out of hand, you communicate clearly. It's like even with an illness then. For an example, if you've got like a flu or something, like let me go back to about 7-8 years ago. What started off as just a flu turned into sinusitis, led me in hospital for like 4 days because I ignored the symptoms that I was getting because of X, Y, and Z circumstances. And whatever the situation started off as, it escalated to something more than. It could have been prevented. Prevention's better than cure, for sure. Resistance to change can have several sources. The fear of change, or the fear of having your life fall apart, can cause you to resist doing the very thing that would avoid the crisis. Even deeper, your resistance may be an attempt to avoid the frustration and disappointment of wanting something that you cannot have, or a feeling of helplessness and desire for someone else to do it for you. Each of these variations is based on the misconception that you are the one who must accomplish this inner transformation, while the knowledge that you cannot leaves you with the feeling of hopelessness. Surrender when you are resisting change. You are saying no to the flow of life. Say yes, let go and make room for the magic to begin. Transformation is designed to expose choices and behaviors that are not really you. Ask this angel to give you the courage to walk away from what is not you and find what is you. See your life through eyes of love and forgiveness as you elevate the choices you have made. Simply choose to change and find a life that is based on truth and love without guilt or shame. Look deeply inward where all the answers are, just waiting to be heard. Surrender the belief that you are a separate being, alone and in darkness. In truth, you are united with God in wisdom and light. Allow yourself to feel loved and cared for as you listen for the inner voice of wisdom guiding your decisions. Feel this angel's presence as you open to receive his blessings of courage and strength. Choose the path that brings you more love, peace, and unity. And life. I love it. I love it. And what's this one now? 19. I just, do you know what? Let me just read. It says, to the heavenly angels who possess God in humility and serve him in blendedness. All material nature and all rational life are subjects. The name of this angel, Raziel, means God is my pleasure. A Hebrew tradition tells that soon after Adam was driven from the Garden of Eden, he experienced illness. Raziel gave Adam a book listing all the medical herbs that could cure every possible illness. See how much we are loved. Even before illness manifested, the cure was created. This shows us that the knowledge, caring, and health are the goals of creation. Razi, or this angel, inspires us to find pleasure in knowing God. This angel is deeply involved with us, bringing the knowledge we seek when we encounter certain mysteries on a spiritual path. These mysteries range from finding the cause of a personality illness or a self-destructive behavior to having the desire to access and understand universal truths. God has unlimited power to know all things. Spirit knows each of us intimately, and being the supreme consciousness, actually knows the number of stars and planets of space. Human knowledge and understanding is relative and dependent upon experience and learning. Even widely accepted facts change as our understanding of science progresses. It was once thought that Earth was flat and the center of the universe. Our beliefs can limit the flow of knowledge by creating rigid energy patterns, which act as veils to filter out the criticized things that don't conform to our beliefs. We thus deny truth from part of ourselves, and the ensuing conflict blocks inner hearing. Use your study and life experience to help uncover outmoded beliefs. Be courageous and take time and take action. Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is freedom. We thus deny truth and part of ourselves, and ensuring conflict blocks inner hearing. Use your study and life experience to help uncover outmoded beliefs. Be courageous and take action to find the cause, enabling you to release from a deep emotional level, Maybe someone has to go back to age 11. The essence were great students of the universal knowledge. They perfected a learning method like no other, teaching us to open to the source of the universe knowledge, not just add more facts to memory. Combined with 3 recognized pathways to discover the one eternal and unchanging source within. The first path is your intuition, which is the prophets and the mystics followed, led by, there's another 2 angels here. The second is nature, the view of the scientists, guided by Ariel and Jeremiah. The third is culture. Remember when I said going back to your roots, knowing what's embedded in your DNA, understanding of who you are, the who of you. The value of the literature and the arts as inspired by these angels. Use your intuition to attune to a higher consciousness behind teachings you are attracted to. Allow the meaning and feelings to activate a powerful vibration within your mind and your body. Permit the vibrations to open your heart so that you may directly experience the knowledge, harmony, and the truth you need to guide you to a full awakening. Take action as you accept your place as a co-creator with God. Begin to recognize the knowledge you have accumulated in the form of a job, skills, education, training, hobbies, and the things you love. They are propelling you for your divine plan. Ask this angel to inspire you with music, poetry, original ideas, pure thoughts as you piece together your purpose. It is up to you to use your inspiration and wisdom to fulfill your part of the greater plan for the earth. It's down to me how I control my gauge on my cooker. Going back to a live I watched the other day with Fundy Fee. She's my spiritual auntie. Master Fundy Fee. Helped me throughout the whole of my ascension. I found Fundy Fee in 2017. And I resonated with her energy so much. She was the vocal side of me, where I was more the reserve side, because I was still learning. I was more living through reflex. She had the understanding, she had the vocab for me to understand, and that's what I love with her energy. And I advise everybody and anybody, if you want to change from where you are right now, yeah, that's that soul family. That's that soul family I'm talking about right there. Like I might shimmer through others, but my energy fills it out, and then my energy shows me what's best for me, and I just listen. No question. No question. Tell me more. One more card, please. For this remain positive. Why is that being positive here? Look after any paper shoes. No particular card has come out. It's a sign, but I can't see it yet. We've got Virgo. So I could be talking to a Virgo. Remain positive, Virgo. Empress energy. Blockage. Tell me more about this energy of recovery. Why is recovery? Yeah? Acquired taste. Tell me more about this energy of acquired taste. What's acquired taste? Playing games. Tell me more about this energy of forgiveness. What's the way to be forgiven in this situation? Libra. Or unjust. Playing games, playing with fire. Someone got burned. Tell me more about this energy of forgiveness. Possible Libra energy. Self-sufficient. Someone wanting to be self-sufficient, but tell me more about this energy of self-sufficient in regards to the energy of this forgiveness. Love yourself first. Communicate clearly. This fell onto. Tell me more about this energy. Or at least this situation has caused somebody to love themselves first. So somebody's able to Scorpio, let go and forgive and move forward. But someone needs to communicate this clearly. Tell me more about this energy of Scorpio. This is almost like the Tower card. Empathy. There's a need to have compassion, empathy, inner standing, understanding in order to have this forgiveness. First to yourself, and then you extend it to others. Tell me more about this energy. So whatever this situation was, it broke a friendship, it broke a connection, a best friend. There was a loss of a friend here. Through playing games, I'm hearing for somebody that wasn't even somebody's type. It was an acquired taste. And that's the reason why I felt that energy earlier of a relationship being kept in secret. I'm hearing was no Mother Teresa. This person was no Mother Teresa. They may have been helpful, but they were no Mother Teresa. They wasn't what they appeared to be. Someone got tangled in their own webs, their own poison kind of energy, like I said in the other readings, the other channeling. Why is the Empress here in this position? Why is the Empress here in this position? Capricorn. Devil energy, or it could just be that I'm talking to an Empress, Capricorn Empress, with Virgo in the chart, possibly Libra. But there's a need to remain positive. Tell me more about this energy. Why is the Empress in this position? Codependency energy I'm picking up on right now. Because someone's not looking into themselves. They're not seeing their part of this situation and what's needing to forgive within themselves. I feel like someone's not understand. Tell me more about looking at yourself. Loyalty. Someone needs to understand that not everybody is going to have the same heart as them. There's a need to understand that and be more self-sufficient, more independent. But the Empress is here, so I'm not understanding why the Empress is not self-sufficient, self-independent. Loyal to self, loyal to others. Or loyal to others and not loyal to self. Be your own best friend, I'm hearing right now. Tell me more about this acquired taste. Why is acquired taste there in regards to this energy of recovery? Why is acquired taste there in regards to this energy of recovery? Karmic partner wasn't loyal, was moving like a falling over on the dog card, on the loyal card. Right now I'm hearing that song. These hoes ain't loyal. Can't really see, my voice is gone, but these hoes ain't loyal. So this person, that this energy that you're dealing with, this karmic partner, then this karmic was hidden because it wasn't whosoever's required taste. That's why it was a hidden relationship. There's an energy of sexuality here, and someone needing to admit their sexuality. Habits and addictions was involved in this karmic relationship. Vulnerability through their addictions, romantic gestures, family man. So somebody was appearing to be a family man, making romantic gestures, situation. So maybe somebody who was vulnerable, or maybe this person you're dealing with was in a vulnerable state. Habits and addictions, and a need to express something about sexuality, or expressing their feelings of how they're truly feeling. I'm picking up a lot of energy right here, honestly. Someone wasn't sure of who they was. So who are them? Tell me more about this energy of best friends. Why is best friends here in regards to this feeling? Why is best friends here? Cancer energy here. Pisces energy, young at heart. Listen, you need to know who's in your boat and who's not. Who's digging holes and who's rowing. Who's smiling and who's not smiling. Looks are deceiving. Tell me more about this energy, young at heart. So you could be dealing with a Cancerian or Pisces energy that's young at heart. Tell me more about this young at heart energy. Heartbreak and prototype. So maybe there's some kind of friendship that's ended. It's emotional for somebody. Whatever this situation is, it's emotional for somebody because heartbreak's here. I feel like somebody stepped into their divine femme energy, and it's caused a lot of people to be cut away out of your life from that force field energy you built up around you. That 9 of Wands energy, that's your force field, that's your protective gate. And it's almost like not everybody that can come with you. Aries is the only one that wants to show up. Maybe an Aries is the only one that can go with you. It's the only one that showed. Let me leave that out. The other one stayed. So let's see what has to be left. It says divine protection, star-crossed lover, lifelong commitment, perfect match. Can't make this shit up, as they say. Power fucking couple at the bottom of the deck. They say you can't make this shit up. I know exactly what I'm going to title this. I've seen some shit before, but I ain't seen some shit like this. Some people take it for fun, but me, I take it serious like a gun. This is only going to resonate with a few. Most definitely going to resonate with one. But energy is energy. Someone's coming back into your life. But it's down to you to use your intuition and your discernment in regards to the situation and the communication that's coming in towards you. There's a need to communicate clearly. And communication is a two-way thing. It's not just a one-way. Communication is not just talking, it's also listening. With inner standing and compassion. A need to forgive, not just for others, but also for yourself. Understand and know yourself. Like I said right in the beginning of this part of the reading. And even when I pulled the first oracle at the last part of the last reading. Know yourself. Know your I am. Know the who of you. That nobody can move you off of that. And understand what's for you can't pass you. What the Most High has ordained for you and this life journey, no man can take away from you. No woman can take away from you. But this is a situation that because maybe certain factors was ignored over the time, the Most High caused a tower moment. That could have been worse. But the tower moment was in order for lessons to be learned in life. That whatever wasn't on the same page had to become on the same page, had to be in balance. Masculine and feminine energy had to be balanced. Not outside of yourself, but within yourself. A humbleness. Killing of the ego and balancing. I was going to say I'm balancing the pride. But why not? Get some of my cards here. Tell me more about this energy that's coming towards this. That's resonating with the energy of the two again. Who God bless? Yeah. No man can curse. Come on now. Not on my clock. You can run, but you can't hide. You can only run from your feelings, but you can't hide from your feelings. What's the advice for the snow? The child on the mother's back don't know the length of the road. That's that kind of energy that if you keep on enabling people to, like if you enable, like you get started, right, then let's talk about narcissistic energy. We call the flying monkeys. That's who I call the enablers. If you've got these enablers enabling low vibrational behavior, it's only encouraging that behavior to continue doing what it is that they're doing. And what's wrong, what makes the enabler just as bad as the narcissistic is that the enabler knows better, or at least should know better, depending on the position that they hold with you. Could be a mothering energy with the Empress here. You understand? That's what makes an enabler just as bad as the narcissistic, if not worse, in my eyes. Because when you indirectly encourage someone to continue doing what they're doing, knowing full well where it's going to lead them in life, that's wrong. That's bad intentions. That's bad intentions. because you're trying to keep, that person is trying to keep you codependent on them. Make sense? Time to reflect and connect. Seek refuge within your solitude. That's that Taurus source energy. That's that healing energy for me right there. Again, seek refuge in your solitude, literally. So there's a dire energy. Because why? Consequences.